will safeguard the welfare of refugees despite the crisis over aid cuts within those facilities. And
we will also address concerns in other parts of the country. This and much more.
Coming up. Good evening. My name is Mboya.
I am Muchuma Odim.
Top in this live broadcast. Bomas of Kenya is intact.
Government dismisses as false and reckless claims that the institution has been sold. UDA and ODM pact is not a power-sharing deal.
President Ruto says as he kicks off a week-long tour of Nairobi County.
Just who did it?
Leaders differ over who mobilized the crowd that reportedly heckled Raila Odinga in Kisii.
And there is no cause for alarm.
Interior CS reassures refugees in Kenya that all is well despite aid cut concerns. Thank you so much. I know it's a cold evening, but let's warmly welcome you to this live broadcast.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, YouTube, and Facebook. Our sign language expert tonight is Lensa Odingo.
And we open our coverage with our top story. President William Samoei Ruto is tonight defending his political cooperation with ODM leader Raila Odinga, saying that it is aimed at uniting the country.
Speaking during a development tour in Kamkunji area of Nairobi County, the head of state also dismissed criticism that their agreement with ODM party is directed towards a power-sharing deal ahead of the 2027 elections.
The head of state said that the pact signed at KICC here in Nairobi is meant to spur economic growth as well as development.
The story opens our coverage tonight.
Leo ni ile siku ya kumalizana na ukabila.
Days after signing the pact at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, President William Ruto on Monday embarked on a developmental tour of the capital, visiting Kamkunji constituency. The head of state, accompanied by his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki, cabinet secretaries and a host of leaders from Nairobi County.
Tuungane, tushirikiane, tuondoe ubaguzi, tuondoe ukabila, tuondoe chuki, tujenge Kenya.
The president using the tour to defend his agreement with the ODM leader Raila Odinga.
Simunaona juzi, si Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga amekubali tuungane pamoja, na mimi nimekubali tuungane pamoja. Ndio ile ya muhimu, tusukume mabadiliko ya taifa letu la Kenya. Mnajua katika manifesto ya chama ya ODM ulikuwa na affordable housing kama hii. Manifesto yetu ya Kenya Kwanza ilikuwa na affordable housing kama hii. Mimi nauliza nyinyi, si tuungane basi ndio tutekeleze ile iko kwa manifesto ya ODM na ile manifesto ya Kenya Kwanza?
President William Ruto also dismissing critics of the New Deal.
Nimesikia ule jamaa wa katikati ati anasema atakuja kusimamisha hii. Huyo mtu wa katikati ataonea hii maneno kwa viu sasa. Kwa sababu Nairobi hii lazima tuibadilishe. Ama namna gani, my friends?
The president emphasized that Kenyans share a common destiny and must unite for the sake of development.
Kuna watu wengi wanataka tu tufanye mambo ya bwerere ya hivi hivi. But the country is not going to change if we don't make the right decisions.
During the developmental tour in Kamkunji, President Ruto officially opened the Kamkunji Technical and Vocational College.
Okay. So, and then we have others doing other courses.
Yes. Where the head of state pledged 50 million shillings to support the expansion, with the construction set to begin by June 2025. The president also toured the Shauri Moyo B affordable housing projects.
Simajua nyinyi wangwana. Sikuna majamaa wananipiga vita ati nisimamishe hii mambo ya affordable housing. Nyinyi mimi nauliza, mnasema tusimamishe hii nyumba hadi kwa sababu kuna watu wachache wako mahali fulani. Hii iendelee ama isiendelee? Iendelee ama isiendelee?
And later launched the Nairobi River Regeneration Program under the Climate Works project, which he assured will create more job opportunities for the youth in the area.
In 24 months, mutaona tofauti katika hii Nairobi River. Mahali mnaona saa hii ni maji ya takataka, itabadilika na Kenya hii tutaibadilisha kwa msimamo ambayo itabadilisha Kenya. Hapo Nairobi River, wale watu ambao walitolewa pale watarudi katika makao ya sawasawa.
Na sasa ile kazi imebaki ni ya kusafisha mto, kujenga majumba, kupatiana ajira na kuhakikisha mji wetu umekuwa safi, umekuwa salama.
Abdiaziz Hashim for Prime Edition.
From President Ruto's defense of the ODM-UDA pact to that story.
The government has refuted claims that Bomas of Kenya had been sold.
In a statement, the government has termed the claims false, reckless, and deliberately misleading.
The statement further clarified that contrary to the allegations, the institution is being transformed into a world-class international conference and cultural center.
As Nancy Okware reports.
In a statement signed by the head of Presidential Special Projects and Creative Economy, Dennis Itumbi, Bomas of Kenya is undergoing modernization meant to position Kenya as Africa's premier destination for high-level conferencing, entertainment and cultural exhibitions. The statement further reads that contrary to claims that the facility had been sold, there has been no discussion, proposal or intention to sell Bomas to any foreign entity. Instead, the government is investing in the facility's expansion to include an 11,000-seater modern arena and a commercial presidential villa street, offering premium accommodation and amenities for high-level delegates. While terming the claims as a desperate attempt to mislead the public and derail national progress, Itumbi said the proposed modernization was approved by the cabinet on the 8th of August 2023. Nancy Okware, Prime Edition.
Now let's go to that attack that has been on the news lately. Residents of the Wamba area in Samburu County took to the streets to protest the killing of a local trader in an attack that also left children injured and also 2 shop assistants seriously injured and admitted at the Maralal Referral Hospital.
The irate residents burnt tires and blocked the main entrance road to the town, bringing business to a standstill the whole day.
The residents claim that since the beginning of the year, over 10 people have been killed by bandits in the area.
Area DCC Lagat Mutai confirmed the incident, urging residents to be calm as security personnel pursue the bandits.
Tumesikitika jana kwa jambo ambayo ilitokea jana usiku, ambaye tumepoteza kijana wetu mmoja ambaye tunamuita Ndoiga, ambaye ni kijana ambaye ukikuwa na shida yoyote ukimpigia ako kwa upezi sana, ambaye anakuja kwa haraka na anakusaidia.
Tunaomba KPR backup kwa villages ambaye ziko karibu na town. Tunataka town yetu ioperate biashara 24 hours ndio watu waweze kujifaidi kwa biashara.
Tunaona maduka ikibomolewa, watu wakipigwa wakiwalela. Sasa tunataka security, hali ya usalama imesambaratika na barabara imeharibika sana. Sasa tunalilia serikali yetu kuu kama wanaweza kutusaidia.
Hii Wamba hatuna security Wamba kabisa. Wamba maduka sinafunjwa, wanasema ni warani. Na murani hawezi toka kuiba ng'ombe akuja ibe town.
Na ninaomba kwa unyenyekevu wote wananchi wa Wamba na Samburu East kwa ujumla tutoe ile information ambayo itasaidia asasi za usalama kuweza kupambana na kurejesha hali ya utulivu katika area yetu.
As reaffirmed the governments.
Well, sometimes we are caught like that, and that's okay. It just confirms that we are human beings.
On to security bits. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has reaffirmed the government's commitment to safeguard the welfare of refugees despite growing concerns over aid cuts.
Speaking after a closed-door meeting with ambassadors and international donors here in Nairobi, Kenya, Murkomen commended the U.S. government for lifting that ban on the humanitarian funding, easing fears of food rations within those camps.
The meeting also addressed security concerns following recent protests by refugees in Kakuma over dwindling resources.
Ben Chumba is the one on that story.
A crucial meeting between the Kenyan government and key international donors has provided much-needed assurance for thousands of refugees in the country. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen lauding the U.S. government for lifting the ban on humanitarian funding, noting this will, among others, ensure food assistance in Kenya's refugee camps remain steady despite fears of possible cuts.
And we have been given full assurance that between now, within this year, there is no fear that the rationing will go below what it is now, which is 40%. So for now, we are very confident that the refugees both in Dadaab and in Kakuma and Kalaboye are going to be taken care of in the near future.
The meeting comes in the wake of growing anxiety among refugees, particularly in Kakuma, where protests erupted over dwindling resources. While concerns remain about long-term sustainability, the Kenyan government is working on the Shirika Plan, an initiative aimed at integrating refugees into the country's socio-economic framework, a move that will also be beneficial to the host communities.
We have agreed in this meeting that we will go back, interrogate the figures and the numbers that are necessary of the resources that are necessary to roll out the Shirika Plan and secure firm and quantifiable commitments from the development partners before we can roll out the Shirika Plan. And we believe that that can be achieved in the shortest time possible.
Public participation, fine-tuning of the legal and regulatory framework, and partner support are crucial for the success of the Shirika Plan. With refugee numbers growing and global donor priorities shifting, the question remains, how sustainable is Kenya's refugee support system in the long run?
To see how best we can deal with the question of the refugees. As we all know that refugees were expected to be here for a short period of time, but now they have been in the country for 35 years. We cannot continue having this situation persisting forever.
Ben Chumba, Prime Edition.
And to a story we highlighted for you at the beginning of this broadcast, just who did it?
That's right. A section of political and professional leaders from the Gusii and Kuria regions are tonight asking government to urgently address issues that are affecting development within that area, including infrastructure gaps and also youth unemployment.
The leaders met in Nairobi on Monday in the wake of the political pact between UDA and ODM, which has sparked mixed reactions across the country.
A day after rowdy youth disrupted a meeting attended by the Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga at Gusii Stadium in Kisii County, leaders from the region on Monday expressed their mixed reactions over the events. Addressing a Gusii and Kuria multi-sectoral consultative forum in Nairobi, Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka further distanced himself from the heckling of Odinga on Sunday.
I would like to say that what happened in Kisii yesterday had nothing to do with me. I respect Mzee Raila. I disagree with him variously and severally on various issues, but my style of politics doesn't make me look for resources and time and money to plan how to heckle anybody.
The senator, however, took issue with National Assembly's Chief Whip Silvanus Osoro's bid to rally Gusii region behind President William Ruto re-election in 2027. On his part, Osoro, who decried the Gusii Stadium incident, however, voiced his disquiet over what he described as marginalization of the community.
What exactly are people protesting over? Why are people agitated in our villages? Why? It is because from the brotherhood that we've supported over the years, and this I must say, we have somehow not benefited much from the support we've given our neighbors. That is the problem.
The leaders who spoke at the meeting urged the government to urgently address poor infrastructure, health education, and unemployment gaps affecting people of the region.
The leaders noted that despite the valuable endowments, the Gusii Kuria region continues to face significant challenges that hinder our progress. These include infrastructure gaps, youth unemployment, inadequate education and skills development programs, insufficient healthcare access, and lack of substantive economic inclusion and investment opportunities.
Joseph Wahungu for Prime Edition.
We stay with politics?
Yes. The United Democratic Alliance UDA has announced the second phase of its grassroots elections, which will be held between April 11th and 12th, 2025, across 22 counties.
United Democratic Alliance Chairperson Cecily Mbarire said that the registration process will close on Friday, the 21st of March 2025 at midnight.
Here is that report.
The UDA party is excited to announce the upcoming grassroots elections scheduled for the April 11th and 12th of 2025 across 22 counties. The registration for candidates is now open and will remain available until the Friday 21st March 2025 at midnight.
All our members are encouraged to participate and to know that the election will be seriously free and fair.
Kwamba kutakuwa na uchaguzi wa huru, uchaguzi wa usawa, na tutatumia njia ya elektroniki ambapo moja kwa moja pale pale mkishamaliza uchaguzi mtaweza kupata majibu.
As UDA party, we are invigorated, we are energized, we are raring to go because as a ruling party, we have no intention of letting anybody catch up with us. We want to grow our margin, our numbers in parliament, from the current almost 150 members of parliament to even over and above that.
Now, over 60 practitioners are set to undergo training on how to access and certify skilled artisans in the informal sector.
The training is part of government's plan to formally recognize Juakali artisans who lack formal training but are skilled in their respective fields.
Speaking at the launch of the second phase of training workshop here in Nairobi, Kenya, School of Technical Vocational Education and Training, Chief Executive Officer Dr. Edwin Tarno said that they are committed to ensure that those with skills but lack formal training can access business opportunities locally as well as on the global front.
We also have our development partners. A week after being launched in Kisii County, a special recognition of prior learning training workshop kicked off in Nairobi on Monday. Over 60 trainers drawn from various TVET institutions are attending a training aimed at boosting their ability to assess and certify skilled artisans from informal sectors.
We are undertaking this training. It's a very important and crucial process because if we don't get it right from the start, then we will lose the authenticity of the RPL certified graduates.
This is very good for, first of all, for the institution, simply because in our mandate, when you have customers, I think that is the time you are getting progress. And for the Republic of Kenya still, when we certify these individuals, they are able to use their qualification or their certificates to acquire jobs.
Speaking during the launch of the workshop, TVET CEO Dr. Edwin Tarno cautioned against bias in the process of awarding the RPL certificates.
We have a very serious online assessment. We also have practical assessments that will be done so that the competence level of the trainer is not in doubt, because then they will be able then to assess the students well.
TVET authority will also be moving around to check, are you carrying out this process as it is set out in the standards? We have got RPL standards that will be followed in the entire assessment.
Further, the practitioners will be expected to assess artisans according to their area of specialization. The artisans have also been encouraged to register themselves on RPL platforms for assessment and certification to enhance their chances of securing opportunities in government institutions as well as labor mobility.
Be the ambassadors out there. We will make our community better, we will make our country better, and we will reach even the global space with this certification.
The training comes weeks after the launch of RPL curriculum assessment tool in 12 TVET's institutions on a pilot basis. The 5-day training workshop intends to equip trainers of the RPL program with the necessary skills to equip skilled artisans from informal sector. Opicho Chemtai reporting for Channel 1 News from Kabete National Polytechnic.
Let me now take you to the counties. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has condemned what he described as rising cases of abduction in the country, vowing to stay put on the observance of the law.
Details of this and more in the news briefs.
Speaking when he visited the Fred Wajir County Assembly member Yusuf Ahmed, who had gone missing, Kalonzo said abductions are a threat to the foundation of democracy in Kenya.
We will continue to say no to abductions. We will say yes to observance of the rule of law.
Elsewhere, a section of traders in Kiambu County are counting losses after their merchandise was destroyed and looted in a reported land dispute between the county government of Kiambu and Kenya Postal Corporation.
Hatukuambia tunakuja kubomoa. Hiyo ni madharau walitufanyia tu. Hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua hata nani.
Sasa wewe unatumana usiku, mimi nipo, uko na simu yangu. Kama kuna jambo si uniulize, lakini kwenda kuharibu mali ya wananchi usiku ni desturi gani? Tuko pamoja jameni.
Separately, Mandera County government has drilled 20 boreholes in Mandera West and Banisa sub-counties to combat the effects of drought. Area Governor Mohamed Halif says his administration will work with partners to provide communities with water.
County government has not only implemented various interventions, but has also actively engaged with partners and donors to ensure all possible measures are directed towards cushioning the community from the harsh effects of climate change.
A section of political leaders in Meru County has committed to address development gaps in the region through a public forum that is scheduled for Sunday 16th of March 2025.
Tuongee na wananchi wetu wakiwa nyuma yetu ili tuweze kusikika. Sababu tukiongea viongozi peke yetu, watu wanatusupport. Tunajua kwamba yale tunasema watu pia wanaitikiana na hiyo maneno tunaongea yote. Lakini ni vizuri tuongee pamoja na watu wetu.
And Makueni County government has launched an awareness campaign on the land succession process to address challenges facing residents whenever they lose their parents to death.
Some have lost their lives because a lot of people don't understand these matters. So we are giving them that education. Eventually, with a better budget, we are going to help people do their succession matters. We are seeking an engagement with the judiciary so that they can have special sessions.
Glad you're watching the Prime Edition. Tom, when we come back.
Students have been encouraged to learn. Which camera are we on? That camera. Students are being encouraged to learn foreign language. It enables them to compete effectively when looking for international jobs. Plus, Operation Ondoa Jangili. Coming up. Stay with us.
Inuka na loto moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. Stima yako iko ndani na kama ni development rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na loto moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na lata moto!
Absolutely no way. You should keep it.
Come on, what's going on? Why did you bump into the door? Who is that?
Put your feelings aside for now and focus on your work.
Last night we agreed that we won't flirt anymore, and it hasn't been 24 hours yet. Why did you break your promise?
Don't be jealous over there. That one, I cannot touch.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back to Prime Edition.
We swing on to the next story. The ongoing Operation Ondoa Jangili in the counties of Marsabit, Isiolo, and Samburu has so far borne fruits, with most of the militia groups neutralized.
This operation being conducted by the Special Operation Group, a division of the National Police Service, seeks to neutralize activities of the Oromo Liberation Army, the militia whose origin is believed to be from Ethiopia.
And by the way, that militia has really disrupted livelihoods within that region through abductions, manipulation, and also human as well as drug trafficking through the porous Kenya-Ethiopia border.
Now, Frederick Parsayo was on the ground and he filed the following report. Have a look.
Wilson Airport in Nairobi. It is here that our 3-hour journey to Marsabit started. From the air, the deserted counties could tell a vivid picture that livelihoods have been disrupted for decades. We could hardly see settlements, let alone human installations. Upon landing, we got a brief from the Special Operations Group Commander Ferize Mitundo on what was ahead of us. First stop, Jarole Ola Media Propaganda Center.
These are just some of the recoveries that have been made so far in this exercise, which has lasted for 3 weeks.
Here is where the first neutralization happened, and several recoveries made from the militia. The neutralization brought tranquility that we are now capitalizing on to go deeper into the thickets. My curiosity led me to inquire about the tactics they use in locating the makeshift camps.
This operation is majorly meant to deal with issues to do with human trafficking. We've had a lot of drugs crossing over from the other side to Kenya, and the consequences for that can be very devastating.
Any special team policing is led by, it is intelligence-led policing. So it is out of the intel we had on the ground that we mobilized a number of special teams.
This drone is part of the technology used to track the militia. We proceed deeper, and here vehicles can no longer navigate through the terrain. The scorching sun was also on our case. Our next destination, Adadi Medical Camp.
As a medical camp where there are injured operatives who are being treated and nursed under these caves we'll see here.
From here, we embark on another 2-hour journey that lands us at Adadi Prison.
The one that was being used by the Ola group to detain the operatives, those who have contradicted with their oath, those who have contradicted with their activities. And it also used to be a detection center of the locals.
We conclude the day's activities at Ambala Ola makeshift camp that were used for training purposes. Here we found an abandoned car believed to be part of the militia contingent.
As a result, the bomb disposal unit experts blew it off because it had improvised explosive devices. That's why it was destroyed in situ.
Evidence that the group might have been around here is the presence of livestock. Saturday morning, we are set for another long day as we traverse the counties of Samburu and Isiolo to see the shift camps that were destroyed by the Kenyan security forces. The 3-hour journey from Isiolo brings us to the Mad militia camp, believed to be one of the centers for narcotic trade.
3rd of February, at around 05:30 hours, our team, National Police Service Special Team, raided this camp and managed to make the recovery.
At one point, we were forced to remove our shoes and roll up our trousers to access the Malka Ada makeshift camp in Isiolo County that was believed to have been used for narcotics as well.
11 tons of marijuana from this place, because this was mainly a narcotic distribution center.
Other militia camps that have also been neutralized through Operation Ondoa Jangili are Kate, Badan Arero, and Funanyata.
They are doing wonderful job. They are doing wonderful jobs. You go out there, you will meet them. You will meet a police officer in my uniform, or in the Jago uniform, or any other uniform, rendering critical service of ensuring that there is safety and security to our beautiful country. Kudos to police officers.
A somber mood is indeed taking precedence at the counties of Isiolo, Marsabit and Samburu County after efforts by Special Operation Group to flush out Oromo Liberation Army has bared fruits. Parsai Frederick reporting for Prime Edition, Marsabit County.
Thank you, Parsai, for that report. Now, on to one of our favorite segments, the cabinets. And when Uhuru Kenyatta took over as the first president under the 2010 Constitution, he settled on the little-known Joseph Olelenku as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government.
Olelenku's tenure in the Interior docket was characterized with a series of terror attacks. You remember the 2013 Westgate attack that left more than 60 people dead and scores injured.
Now, Joseph Olelenku is our focus tonight on the cabinet.
Joseph Jama Olelenku was born on 20th October 1970 in Loitoktok, Kajiado County. His father, Lenku Olempa Kapei, was a senior chief in Kajiado South. Olelenku attended Lenkinsim Primary School in Kajiado South, Nkama, and DEB Ilbisil, Loitoktok Primary School. He later on joined Nakuru High School for his secondary education, after which he enrolled for a diploma in hotel management at the Kenya Utalii College in 1995. In 2006, Lenku furthered his education at the University of Nairobi, where he acquired his degree in marketing and a master's in business administration from the same institution. As a hotelier, Lenku first worked at the Serena Hotels as an assistant lodge manager from 1996 to 1998. He later on joined Serengeti Serena in Tanzania before returning to Kenya in 1999. He also worked for other hotels before returning to Utalii Hotel as a general manager, where he worked until 2013. Lenku has tried his hand in politics before and after his cabinet career. In the 2002 elections, he unsuccessfully vied for the Kajiado South parliamentary seat but lost to Geoffrey Parpai. In 2003, after the death of Parpai, Lenku lost the Kajiado South parliamentary by-election to Kato Ole Metito. Lenku was thrust into the executive after the 2013 polls, when President Uhuru Kenyatta named him to the powerful and influential Interior and Coordination of National Government docket. During his first year in office, Lenku steered significant reforms in the security sector, including a robust crackdown on drug trafficking, reforms of the police force, including increase in its budget. He also spearheaded the rollout of the Nyumba Kumi security initiative across the country, aimed at security enhancement. Olelenku would come under sharp criticism for the way he handled the September 2013 Westgate Mall terrorist attack that left 67 people dead and many more wounded. Following the June 2014 Peketoni attacks in Lamu County that left 60 people dead, several bus and quarry attacks the same year in Mandera, there was mounting pressure for Ole Lenku to resign. President Uhuru fired Ole Lenku in December of 2014, barely 16 months after his appointment. In 2017, Lenku won the Kajiado gubernatorial seat after beating David Nkendianye. He is currently serving his second term as governor after retaining the seat in the 2022 elections. For the cabinet, I'm Ben Troy Njue.
Jet A1, cheza aviator bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Prepare bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Aviator bila data, aviator bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Wellness is important in our daily lives, so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have. By regular checkup, people don't know they have hypertension, they don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
Was that story that we teased about students being challenged to have a grip on foreign language so that they compete effectively? I hope that story will go on air. But before that, it's now time to
we change gears a bit and we look at business news. And of course, tonight it's all about organic farming. We'll look at indigenous seeds and preserving through organic farming, as well as developing integrated and mineral fertilizer standard to increase the use of organic fertilizer. That is a story that is top tonight. And we kick it off with Kenya is developing an integrated organic and mineral fertilizer standard to increase the use of organic fertilizer. Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization Director David Kamau says the standard will guide manufacturers in the mineral composition of the organic fertilizer.
40% of arable land in Kenya is acidic, which has been negatively affecting food production. To correct this, the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization is working with the Kenya Bureau of Standards and other government agencies in developing standards to guide and regulate the formal use of organic fertilizer.
We plan to meet with the Organic Agriculture Technical Committee so that we can do the standard on mineral organic fertilizers. I think once we do that, then we can be sure that the standards are set, because that is one of the missing links which we have in Kenya today.
Structures to integrate the use of organic and synthetic fertilizer are also being put in place.
Most sustainable farming system we can have will be one that is organic. However, we need to integrate because we also need to ensure that we have the quick wins.
They are calling for urgent strategic efforts to restore soils within 10 years.
Actually start adding the organic materials into the soils systematically. The beauty about it is that it builds up as the farmer is adding, from one season to another. So we are promoting adding of organic fertilizer or soil conditioner, at least one bag for every purchase of DAP or NPK or CAN.
Benson Rioba reporting for Prime Edition.
Now, Kenya's inflation is expected to average 4.5% this year, with restrained core inflation, which has been stable around 2% since July 2024. Now, Absa Bank Kenya Chief Executive Officer says the upward pressure from food prices is expected to ease as the impact of light La Nina eases of April onwards.
Weather variability will particularly affect the agricultural regions that rely on seasonal rains for crops such as maize, beans, and vegetables. Meteorological experts confirm that Kenya will witness weather variability over the coming months, which are expected to severely disrupt food production. Absa Bank Kenya Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mohammed, who was speaking during the 2025 Economic Forum, says the disruption to food production will lead to increased costs for consumers. In a statement, Mohammed says Kenya's inflation is expected to average 4.5% this year, with restrained core inflation, which has been stable around 2% since July 2024, while the upward pressure from food prices is expected to ease as the impact of weather variability off after quarter one. He further says that the financial sector will witness recovery following Central Bank of Kenya's cut on interest rates, signaling a lower borrowing costs and recovery in the private sector credit. Frederick Muki for Prime Edition.
Thank you, Frederick. Now, Kenya is seeking to more than double the number of professionals engineers from the current 4,000 to 10,000 by the year 2027 by incentivizing registration of graduate engineers. Engineer Board of Kenya Chairperson, Engineer Erastus Mwongera, says the effort is aimed at addressing a shortage of professional engineers. Engineer Mwongera says the Engineering Board of Kenya is working closely with the institutions to offer a customized upskilling program to different cadres of engineers.
Today we are having 134 graduate engineers being trained by EBK to transition from being graduate engineers to professional engineers.
We are here to encourage very experienced engineers within KEBS to become professionals. In fact, the target we have as on board is to make sure that we have more than 10,000 engineers as professional engineers, so that they will be rendered available in the market and in developers and the accounting governments and anybody who wants services of engineers, they will be rendered available.
We have professional engineers on our register, 4,000 or so today. And these are the engineers who are licensed to be able to carry out engineering work. And so we urge the public to always use the services of the licensed engineers, and we publish a gazette notice every year to say the engineers who have met the standard.
Now, farmers in Nakuru County are actively preserving indigenous seeds at community seed banks to prevent their extinction. Eden Indigenous Seed Farms, a community-based organization, is leading this initiative by supporting farmers. Meet Lucia Wamboi, a small-scale farmer from Makongo, Makueni County, who shares her success story of growing nyakairo and indigenous bean variety along with other crops. Wamboi has practiced organic farming for over 5 years, enabling her to meet her family's needs.
Mimi nikitaka hizo begu, kama nikitoka hapa niende Kitale na angalia hii begu na sijaiona kwetu, acha nikuje. Nikiipanda inaendelea na mimi naendelea kuipanda. Kwa hivyo wewe ukiwa huna hiyo begu, unakuja ninakubadilishia ama ninakupea. Tumepanda begu mpaka Turukana.
She is among the 800 farmers working with Eden Indigenous Seed Farms, a farmer-owned indigenous seed company, to preserve indigenous seeds and prevent their extinction.
Tuko na aina ya 124 variety ya mbegu ambayo tumeweza kufanya so far.
Through partnerships with local community seed banks and agricultural experts, the organization conducts model fossil analysis to identify crop species at risk of extinction.
Once identified, the seeds are cultivated using organic farming methods and secured in community-based seed banks.
Tukiendelea hivyo, tutakuwa na chakula ambaye haiishi. Kwa sababu ukiangalia huku kwingi, wakati wa kiangazi kama sasa hakuna kitu kwa shamba, hakuna mavuno, lakini ukienda kwa mashamba yetu utaona mihogo ambaye tuko nazo, utaona mandizi, utaona miwa.
Eden Indigenous Seed Farms founder Francis Ngiri highlighted the challenges smallholder farmers face in sustaining crop production and earning a livelihood.
Vizuri imeanza kurealize agroecology is the way forward na ndio ukulima ambaye ni sustainable. Kwa hivyo tungependa vitu kama inputs, tupewe inputs za kulima, kama tuna vitu zinaitwa organic fertilizer, organic manure, wasaidie vijana wetu waweze kuunda.
Experts stressed the importance of training programs in equipping smallholder farmers with the skills to maximize farm productivity, improve food security, and promote sustainable agriculture.
And that story brings to a close business news tonight. And I'll now hand over to Tom and Muchuma as they tell us more stories about the foreign language that we are to learn so that we can export.
Vous parlez français?
Ich liebe dich.
What's that? What is that?
I'll get to tell you off camera.
Okay. Sounds like German, though.
Yes, it's German. Yes,
Sounds
it's
like
German. Yes,
I
it's
think.
German.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So have a good night. See you tomorrow. I leave you now in the hands of Tom and Irene Muchuma.
Good job.
Thank you, Nimo. On to that story. Students have been challenged to have a grip on foreign languages, which turns out to be an added advantage when competing for foreign jobs.
According to Dr. Hassan Kinywa, a local scholar, many prospective foreign employers have listed foreign language as a prerequisite to those seeking international jobs.
Subsequently, Kenya Institute of Foreign Languages and Professional Studies organized a workshop that brought together students from various secondary schools in Nairobi County to learn and appreciate the importance of foreign languages in the global arena.
Honestly, we have benefited a lot. The main objective for us coming to this event was to familiarize with the different foreign languages that we were introduced to.
I would like the government to emphasize on introducing the foreign language in some schools so the student can familiarize with those languages.
I have benefited from Germany. I had a dream of going to Germany, and I have learned about if I go to Germany, I have to know the German language, because if a person in Germany approaches me, they will approach me thinking that I know Arabic, the German language.
Vile vile tumekuwa na wataalamu karibu 100 ambao kwamba wengi ni wanawake, wataalamu wa lugha, wataalamu wa ajira, wataalamu wa uhandisi, wataalamu wa udaktari, wanahabari, na wamekuwa na pia mawakili. Almuradi wamekuja kuweza kuwasomesha hawa watoto vipi wataweza kuchagua ajira na vipi wataweza kusaidia katika maisha yao.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio.
Enjoy a beautiful clean semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel-efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business.
Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. And for only 35 shillings, hii gari inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa, because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile nitakuwa naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto. Rabale back post chance, goal! Cote d'Ivoire are back in the game.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 Africa qualifiers match schedule is up for match day 5. In Group F, the Gambia will host Harambee Stars on Thursday, 20th of March from 10 p.m.
Shown, and which may show here. And yes, the breakthrough's there for Kenya.
Catch the action live from Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, live and exclusive. KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
A very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Prime Edition Sport. Now, Kenya's Veronica Mbithe has been eliminated from the ongoing 2025 IBA Women's World Boxing Championships in Niš, Serbia, after suffering a 5-0 defeat to Kazakhstan's Balkibekova Alua in the round of 32 in the light flyweight bouts. Despite putting up a spirited fight, Mbithe was unable to counter Balkibekova's aggressive approach, losing by a unanimous decision. The judges scored 30-27, 30-26, 30-24, 30-27 and 30-27 in favor of the Kazakhstani boxer. With the win, Balkibekova advances to the round of 16, where she will face Yasmin Mutaki of Morocco. Kenya still has 7 boxers in contention at the global competition, which has attracted over 500 fighters from 40 nations. Among them, Pauline Shege Wandia, who will battle Gojkovic Boyana of Montenegro in the round of 32. I mean, she got a walkover, and that's in the 54 to 57 featherweight division, while Cynthia Mwai is also set to take on Edith Hernandez of Gonzalez in Mexico in the elite women's 60 to 63 kg light welterweight division.
This bout by unanimous decision is boxer from the red corner representing Kazakhstan, Balkibekova.
And the Kenya Rugby Sevens team Shujaa will play France, Great Britain and Spain in the pool stage of the Hong Kong Sevens, which is the 5th leg of the World Rugby Sevens series this season. Shujaa will begin their campaign against Spain on the 28th of March and then face Great Britain in the second pool game of the same day. They will wrap their group matches against France on the 29th of this month as they continue their hunt for a second cup title in their history. After the first 4 legs of the season, Kenya are 9th with 15 points, 17 points behind Great Britain, who are 8th. The other opponents, Spain, France, are 2nd and 5th on the table respectively, with Argentina leading the way on 68 points heading into Hong Kong.
Oh, just bounces away at the last second. Was the player taken out? He thinks so. The Sid Harvey just slips on this Cape Town Stadium turf. Counter ruck here from Kenya. They've got the ball back. It's George Odo. He gets away. Odo in the corner for Kenya. Now they start dancing. But with this 3-team pool, lose a game and you're in all sorts of trouble. Free kick though they got here. Seconds almost out. Should be the final play this. There's McGregor. Kenya get the penalty, and Kenya will get the win.
Khan Academy from Mombasa and Umoja Junior School from Changamwe were crowned the new champions of the M-Pesa Junior NBA Coast Regional Tournament, which ended last night at the Aga Khan Academy in Mombasa. Aga Khan Academy showcased their prowess in the boys' final, securing a hard-fought 25-19 victory over Kinango Junior School. Umoja Junior School stamped the authority of Aga Khan Academy in the girls' final, winning 2015. Oshwal Academy boys and Swagger girls finished the tournament in third positions. The 2-day tournament attracted 480 players, constituting 40 teams from Kilifi, Mombasa, and Kwale counties. While the Nairobi and Coast regions are done, the M-Pesa Junior NBA tournament now heads to Nova Pioneer School, Eldoret, this weekend.
When the talents are well identified and nurtured at a young age, it gives them the momentum to grow into solid solid athletes later in the years that they can now use to be another source of livelihood.
We felt it's important to also equip them with the financial literacy skills. So on and off the court, they understand how to manage their money early enough. So by the time they're becoming adults, we have a much better chance of a better economy as Kenyans.
The demand for the game and the platforms for young people to play is really there. And we want to do, as M-Pesa and as the NBA, we want to do all we can to get as far out as we can and get as many young people an opportunity to play the game as we can.
And after the completion of the round of 32 of the Mozartbet Cup, the FKF Premier League returns this weekend with 2 matches being played on Friday. Sofapaka will face City Stars in the first game, while Tusker FC could temporarily move to top of the table should they collect maximum points against struggling Posta Rangers on Friday. Buckley Feathers got the story. And in a bid to secure Kenya's future in football, the government has been challenged by a section of football coaches to double its commitment in developing talent at the grassroots and academy levels. Football coaches insisted that giving children talented in playing football the opportunity to flourish at first team levels enables them to establish their clear identities and facilitate the culture of polishing their football skills for posterity.
Speaking during a private school's football competition at Thika High School in Kiambu County, the coaches led by Austin Ouma and Caroline Makoha reiterated that Kenya's football solutions can be fixed if children are enabled to identify and nurture their talents at a tender age. They insisted that playing football offers children numerous benefits, including enhanced physical health, improved social skills, and valuable life lessons such as teamwork and discipline, fostering resilience and character development.
Watoto wadogo kama wako idol ile time sasa hajaenda shule, unapata hizi holidays, unapata mara mingi wako shule, so wako idol. So ile kama wako idol hivyo, eri na wapea hiyo time wako idol, na wapea hiyo time na waonyesha pale kwa sports, ndio sawa wasige kwa hiyo dawa za kulevya, wasifanye maneno zingine mbaya.
They stated that players at national and international levels are scouted at tender ages, calling for support towards the sporting sector to accelerate talent development.
Mimi as a coach naweza taka kuona mtoto mwenye nimetrain kuanzia under 7 at least amepata chance kuplay hata kwa national team, tuanzie na Kenya yetu kwanza.
Nimekuja hapa kuwa support na kusupport kazi yenye hawa coaches wetu wanafanya juu wametusaidia, besides hata watoto tu kukua tu kwa simu na kukua wanakuwa hata more talented, wanaonyesha talanta zao.
Parents who spoke during the competitions, led by Maureen Washira, stated that their children have continued to show continuous improvement after their talents were identified.
And Captain Don Torore was crowned the overall champion of this year's Kenya Air Force Vivo Energy Club Championship, played at the Kenya Air Force Golf Club in Eastleigh. The tournament attracted players from diverse golf clubs across Kenya, including the Kericho Golf Club, Mombasa Golf Club, Thika Barracks and Njoro Country Club.
Captain Don Torore was in imperious form to win the Kenya Air Force Vivo Energy Club Championship, beating Christine Kamais, Major Lucia Mwaniki and Major D. Owino as Martin Kiambi won the guest title. The event highlighted the growing participation of women in golf as notable players, including Lady Captain Caroline Wanza, provided exceptional leadership throughout the tournament, as well as setting the foundation for talent nurturing. The tournament also celebrated the growing numbers of women golfers, having begun at 5 golfers to hit more than 70 female golfers, as Vice Lady Captain Winnie Ogutu, who recorded the longest drive, encouraged more lady golfers to start playing.
Golf is one of the few sports that really emphasize on your personal discipline, your teeing off time, the location, being able to have also integrity, because anytime you tee off, you and your friends will get to to the end and you will be ticking off, and you have to confirm that this is actually the number of shots I've taken. So if you look at that, imagine that instilled in each and every single person who's playing. So golf is not just any other sport. It's one of the sports that nurtures discipline.
Captain Joy Njagi and Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Midega were fitted as the lady and men winners respectively, while Harold Wanyama bagged the gross winner and longest drive men prizes.
I'm happy to say for the past 1 year, the lady membership has been fantastic. We've actually been more than 100% done this, doubled the numbers. And it's fantastic because with that, we have more ladies playing on low handicaps right now. And I can probably say it's a good practice.
Captain Jagi caddied 37 points ahead of Ann Obara and Bilha Muridi in the ladies' field, while Masase Omoyo and Solomon Muna completed the podium in the men's category.
So far, we've had about 130 players. The tournament itself started way back in September, and today is the culmination of this event. We are glad to partner with Vivo for this very important event for this club. And we are grateful for the support that Vivo will continue to provide.
Joseph Rumo won the junior category, while Brigadier Mwasi was crowned the veteran winner. The tournament attracted players from Kericho Golf Club, Golf Park, Mombasa Golf Club, Thika Barracks, Limuru Country Club, Machakos, Royal Nairobi, and Joro Country Club.
And that's a sport for tonight. My name is Daniel Wahome. Lots to come out tomorrow. And you know, the one big story that we're building up to this week is all about the under-17 girls playing against Uganda, blow by blow, and including the World Rally Championship Safari Rally. You know, local drivers, what are their stories and all that they are doing to make sure that the Africa Rally Championship becomes part of this story. My name is Daniel Wahome. Back to Tom and Muchuma.
Many thanks indeed to Daniel Wahome. Of course, earlier on we had Nemo with the day's business.
Wairemunjenga.
Fondly referred to as Nemo. Yeah?
Yes.
What's the time? You have to go now.
But before we go, Tom, a quick acknowledgement. Benjamin Nyaboro, watching KBC Channel 1 from Nairobi Tetra Park. Joseph Sikolia, watching KBC Channel 1 from Malava. Thank you to Eugene Ocheng, Mike Osinde, Andrew Matunda, Deno Ketwa. The list could go on and on, but we have to come to a close.
That's right.
My name is Muchuma Odim. Our sign language expert tonight is Lensa Odinga. Good night.
We'll be back again tomorrow, isn't it? Same
Your
time,
name.
same time, same place. My name is Mboya.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.
Inua Jamii, karibu nawe kwa haraka na urahisi. Kwa sasa, malipo ya Inua Jamii yanapatikana moja kwa moja